Today is Saturday the 29th of August 2015, and this is a look at a video by Spacecowboy1954. I was asked to take a look at this video today. I have seen this video posted previously, but this particular upload is actually a re-upload and re-edit by Spacecowboy1954. As he says here, he first filmed this in 2010, back in August I believe, and he has re-edited the video. I have seen screenshots from this video posted elsewhere on Facebook and so on, claiming to show two suns. It's pretty clear to me what's going on here. We're seeing, obviously we can see a lot of cloud, and what we're seeing here is that the sun's disk is mostly obscured by these cloud banks, and there are a couple of breaks in the cloud that the sun's disk is shining through. So we're going to take a closer look at that, but before we do, let's just have a look at Space Cowboy's channel here. It tells a bit of a story. So I'm going to scroll right up the top here, Space Cowboy1954, and you can see this video here, the one that we're looking at, Two Suns in the Sunset, re-edited with new evidence of UFOs. And if we scroll down, he's got a lot of different videos here. We can see that 1 year ago, fake sunset, the evidence updated 12th of January 2014. Now that video has received 1,176 views so far. It's the same video, re-edited, re-uploaded. And as we scroll down, fake sunset between fake clouds, I believe that's a different video. But when we get down here, we see the original video back from August 23rd, 2010. Two Suns in the Sunset original, August 23rd, 2010 UK. And we see that this video has had 1,221,000 views. So I'm sort of thinking to myself that Space Cowboy would like to resurrect this video because of the number of views that it's previously had. It's obviously been a most viewed video on his channel, with over 1 million views on that video alone. So let's take a closer look at the video, and what I've done is I've imported it into one of my video editing programs, Pinnacle Studio, so that we can scrub through the video from beginning to end. So you can see I've got it set to the start there. This is for grabbing still frames off the video. Now unfortunately I can't make the preview viewer any bigger in this program, but it'll give you the idea. So I'm going to scrub through this video, and we're going to see some interesting things. And what I want you to notice is the range of the zoom on this camera that Space Cowboy is using. And we can see as I scrub through that there is quite a large range in the zoom. So, you know, there are times when we're zoomed right in, like here, and times when we're zoomed right out, such as when I go to the middle here. I've got it marked there with a marker. So it's zoomed right out. We can see that the range is actually quite large. So we can go from the sun being a very small disk, a long way off, to being very large, like that. Okay. Now it's very clear that there is a lot of cloud in the sky. I mean, there's no denying that. In his most recent video, he's talking about UFOs and pyramids and creatures and all sorts of things. I think he's just trying to talk up the video because he knows that will get views, because people like the mysterious, don't they? So let's head down the other end of the video and look at where the so-called second sun appears. I'm just bringing this back because he points out there's no narration on the video, there's just music, so there's no point in me playing the audio on it. So he shows where the sun disappeared into the behind the cloud bank there. Okay, let me bring that back. Okay, so just at the top of the frame there, you can see the sun is disappearing behind the cloud bank. Okay, and then there's a big cloud bank, so you couldn't see anything for a while. And then 5 minutes later, as he says, he was expecting the sun to emerge down around about there. Okay, well, the thing is that the sun doesn't set straight down. Depending on your latitude, and whether you're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, the sun is either going to come in on an angle like this, or if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's going to come in on an angle like this. So let's just run that forward. And so there is the sun emerging underneath the cloud bank. Now it's important to take a note of the features on the horizon, the trees and so forth. because with familiar features like these trees here, you can get an idea of how far we're zoomed in. That will give you some scale. Okay, so here we can even see it looks like a power pole or power pylon or something like that there. And just while I zoom that back out again, you can see you've got this major bank of cloud here, this very dark one, and then off in the distance you've got another bank of cloud further away, and of course the sun is behind all of these, and that's why this top edge of the cloud bank is illuminated there brightly. Got a little gap there, so let's bring this along, and there is the sun emerging now. So remember, as the sun is coming down on an angle like this, then you know where there's a gap there, then as the sun's disk comes down, then you're going to see more of it emerging in these other gaps, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Okay, so it's not two suns. Remember that zoom, we're still zoomed in quite a way here. We can tell by the features on the horizon there. So if we could actually see like an X-ray view through the clouds there, we would see the sun's disk like this. Okay, so it's just one big sun's disk shining through breaks in the cloud. I've seen this sort of thing myself. So it's not two suns at all. Now, the other thing that should be pointed out with videos like this that supposedly show two suns is that we're all looking at the same sun. It doesn't matter where we are in the world. If you can see the sun, it's the same sun that people can see elsewhere on the planet. We're not looking at a different sun. So if there were two suns, if there was another sun next to the real sun, it would be visible from all over the planet. But you notice how these videos usually include a lot of cloud. You know, seldom do you see a good supposed two suns video with a clear blue sky. And the ones that you do see with a smaller object next to the sun tends to be an internal lens reflection, which can be proven by doing the finger test. You know, I've done other videos on my channel showing the finger test, where you put your finger out, hold it in front of the sun, and between the sun and the camera, and see if the second sun disappears. The other part of the finger test that you do is to hold your finger over where the second sun or other object appears to be and see if it's superimposed on top of your finger, because obviously if it is, it shouldn't be. And if it is, then it's an internal lens reflection, which is quite common in the iPhone type cameras. So there we have it. Mr. Space Cowboy seems to be trying to resurrect this video to try and get maybe another 1 million views. Good luck with that. But that's what we're seeing. It's not two suns. And let's go back to his first video there, and on this tab here, because he says down in the description, since filming the two suns in 2010, I've had a barrage of abusive comments, and due to the fact that my editing skills were pretty limited at the time, I've decided to re-edit the footage, and to my amazement discovered that this is not two suns, nor is it one sun, but a giant UFO and some smaller craft. Wow. There also appears at 4 minutes 12 seconds what appears to be some kind of alien creature in the clouds, as well as a giant pyramid behind what appears to be two suns. Wow, talk it up, Space Cowboy. You might get more views that way. But anyway, let's go to 412 and have a look at the creature that he was talking about. What did he say? 412. What appears to be some kind of alien creature in the cloud. Okay, so let's have a look at 412. Let's play it. Okay, so he's pointing it out. There is the alien creature. He's going to do a rewind in a minute. And here we go. Here's a rewind, so it's going back the other way now. And what is it? It's cloud. Little wispy clouds. I mean, come on, Space Cowboy. I know that you're appealing to the gullible, but you've got a sky full of cloud, and you're calling them alien creatures? Oh, well, I guess it's all about views, isn't it? So there we have it. Not two suns at all. It is one sun shining through two gaps in the cloud, and that is what is causing our two suns. I mean, just by scrubbing through the video, you can really see what's going on. When you're presented with a still image and you've got no sort of indication of what sort of zoom is being used, sometimes it's hard to get an idea of what you're really seeing on the scale of the field of view that you're looking at and so on. But when you can see that there is such a large zoom being used, where was it? There we go. That's a huge zoom. So now I should point out too that the sun's disk is only half of 1 degree across. most of what we see in the atmosphere is glare. It's the light, the sunlight is being scattered as it comes through the atmosphere. But if you use a very dark welding lens or a proper solar filter, you'll see that the sun's disk is actually a lot smaller than it really appears in the sky. Of course, you shouldn't look at the sun directly because it'll damage your eyes. And if you're going to check the size of the sun, you should use an appropriate filter. So there we have it. As always, do check out my Facebook discussion page, Voices of Reason to Explain X, or VORTEX. You'll find a link in the description area. Thank you for watching. Hello YouTube, this is Dazza the Cameraman. Today is Saturday the 29th of August 2015, and this is a look at a video by Spacecowboy1954. I was asked to take a look at this video today. I have seen this video posted previously, but this particular upload is actually a re-upload and re-edit by Spacecowboy1954. As he says here, he first filmed this in 2010, back in August I believe, and he has re-edited the video. I have seen screenshots from this video posted elsewhere on Facebook and so on, claiming to show two suns. It's pretty clear to me what's going on here. We're seeing, obviously we can see a lot of cloud, and what we're seeing here is that the sun's disk is mostly obscured by these cloud banks, and there are a couple of breaks in the cloud that the sun's disk is shining through. So we're going to take a closer look at that, but before we do, let's just have a look at Space Cowboy's channel here. It tells a bit of a story. So I'm going to scroll right up the top here, Space Cowboy1954, and you can see this video here, the one that we're looking at, Two Suns in the Sunset, re-edited with new evidence of UFOs. And if we scroll down, he's got a lot of different videos here. We can see that 1 year ago, Fake Sunset, the evidence, updated 12th of January 2014. Now that video has received 1,176 views.